Good morning. Our gathering song is number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Very good. Announcements?
You start, but
I need. The announcements, I don't have any extra ones, but Rev Jenn does, are on the page in your bulletin. And I especially want to announce that the men's group potluck and sing-along tonight is open to everyone. So feel free to come, any size, shape, whatever you are. So that one, and then you can read the rest. Our mitten tree and the forum presentation package event is this afternoon, and Santa's Kitchen, you'll get goodies after church.
sit down. My first announcement is to let you know about the structure of this service. Some of you were here the last couple of years when we did something like this, but you may not remember or you may be new. Our service is going to be unexpected today. You see those boxes up front. Once we finish with the singing bowl, each of those boxes has an element or two of our service inside it. And so we'll ask for volunteers to come and unwrap them. And they will tell us what element we are doing next. So we may start with the benediction, or we may do the chalice lighting halfway through. You get the idea? It's a reminder about how surprises come in this holiday season. And my second announcement is a very important one. Nancy's time with us as office administrator is coming to a close on January 4th. That is a Sunday. She has agreed And so you are invited to come to a party in her honor after the service on that Sunday. She has been with us as office administrator 13 years as of this month. Now, she has also agreed to help us out in this transition time by supporting the congregation with doing some bookkeeping tasks until we get a new plan in place and have new people hired and everything that we need to do. So I hope you will join me in thanking her for her service to St. John's. Oh, we have another announcement.
I saw that card after I sat down.
Hi, I'm Mary Durner, and I want to remind people because it's way down in the e-news list, and it doesn't seem to be getting mentioned in our announcements, but next Saturday from 2 to 4 is a time to do sweets and fantasy, bring children, or if you just kind of want to have some fun, come and make a gingerbread house. Now, to sign up, it's in the e-news if you want to do it online, but out here, just beyond all those goodies for sale, is a place to sign up here. And I'd appreciate sign-ups by Wednesday so that we can get enough houses for everybody. So come have some fun. Be a kid.
And now I'm going to start the official part of this worship service with the singing bowl. Then the merriment will start.
And so we will ask your patience as we navigate this. Tech won't know what we're doing next until we tell them. I need a first volunteer to unwrap our first box and tell us what we're doing. Anyone you want? So much pressure. Sermon. Okay. Get that minister talk out of the way. You can just put it either behind on the table or just back on the table. It's up to you. Don't worry, there will be more. I put a note at the beginning to say if this comes before the story, and I guess it does. An ancient myth, which will be our story for all ages when we unwrap it, talks about how a box that held all the horrors of the world also held hope. When Pandora let all the horrors into the world, it was hope that remained. And when she let it go too, hope filled up all the space. It didn't eliminate the horrors that had been let out. It didn't even call for people to ignore the pain and the evil. What it did do was exist in the same space. Hope was everywhere, even where pain existed. And that's the thing about hope. If everything is already exactly as we want it, hope has no role. Hope exists because things aren't exactly as we would have them be. Its existence in Pandora's box is thoroughly intertwined with and dependent on the rest of what was in the box. So if both coexist, the horrors and the hope, we have a choice to make. We need to choose hope over and over again, even when it feels like we're in an ocean of challenges. Lauren Isley explored this idea as well when she wrote The Star Thrower. Once upon a time, there was a wise man who used to go to the ocean to do his writing. He had a habit of walking on the beach before he began his work. One day, as he was walking along the shore, he looked down the beach and saw a human figure moving like a dancer. He smiled to himself at the thought of someone who would dance to the day, and so he walked faster to catch up. As he got closer, he noticed the figure was that of a young man. And what he was doing was not dancing at all. The young man was reaching down to the shore, picking up small objects and throwing them into the ocean. He came closer still and called out, "Good morning. May I ask what it is you are doing?" The young man paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish into the ocean." "I must ask, then, why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" asked the somewhat startled wise man. To this, the young man replied, "The sun is up. The tide is going out. If I don't throw them in, they'll die." Upon hearing this, the wise man commented, "But, young man, do you not realize there are miles and miles of beach? And there are starfish all along there? You can't possibly make a difference." At this, the young man bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. As it met the water, he said, "It made a difference for that one." The young man chose hope. The only alternative is despair. We all face those moments when we look at miles and miles of beach and feel like we can't possibly make a difference. And then we look at one spot, focus on one need that is right in front of us, and choose hope anyway. And the hope grows, not just in us, but in the world. Some versions of this story say that the young man's actions inspired others to come to the beach and start sending starfish back into the ocean too. How do we cultivate hope? Especially in those moments when it feels like all you can see is the starfish you can't save. I believe it starts with accepting that horrors and hope came from the same box. Nearly 100 years ago, theologian Reinhold Niebuhr said, "The victorious man in the day of crisis is the man who has the serenity to accept what he cannot help and the courage to change what must be altered." His fellow theologian, Winifred Crane Weigel, incorporated this idea when she wrote what has come to be known as the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's an invitation to focus on what you can change. Find your power in a situation, even if all you can change at that moment is how much sleep you get. Another way to cultivate hope is to create or build stronger connections to your community, your church community, your social community, your activist community. Build stronger connections with those around you. Hope lives in community. Rebecca Parker and John Burens, in their book, A House for Hope, write, "Hope rises. It rises from the heart of life, here and now, beating with joy and sorrow. Hope longs. It longs for good to be affirmed, for justice and love to prevail, for suffering to be alleviated, and for life to flourish in peace." To thrive, hope requires a home, a sustaining structure of community, meaning, and ritual. Only with such a habitation can hope manifest the spiritual stamina it needs to confront evil, endure through trouble, and hold fast to that which is good. Yes, hope rises. Hope longs. Hope requires. In other words, hope is alive. My beloved spiritual companions, may our church be that which hope longs for. May our church be a home for hope. Blessed be. Amen. Who's next? Don't worry, everybody will get a turn. What does it say? Deck the halls. All right. The lettuce singers are going to sing Deck the Halls. Chalice lighting and welcome. The chalice lighting and welcome. Oh, I have a family for the chalice light.
You do?
Yes. Oh, sorry. It's right here. Okay. And you can tell them to read along because it's up here too. Okay.
We light this candle, chalice for hope, not hope that waits, but hope that we choose. The hope we make together is every gesture of care, every choice of show up again. May this flame kindle in us the courage to choose hope.
Introduce yourselves.
I am Lexi Newton.
I'm Julie Newton, and this is Eva Newton.
Welcome. Good morning on this Sunday in which it appears that the snow has melted. And I don't know that for the next few days, I don't think we're going to have any, but we'll see because this is the time of snow. My name is Edie Holder, and I am very pleased to welcome all of you to St. John's Unitarian Universalist Church. Each Sunday, we gather in community to seek truth, learn about love, and care for one another. As an official, welcoming congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, we honor and value the racial, economic, cultural, age, physical ability, sexual orientation, and gender diversity of our members, friends, and visitors. A special welcome to visitors this morning. I invite you to stop by the welcome table in the lobby and to join us for refreshments and conversation in our fellowship hall after the service. And if you are new here or old coming back to visit, please look for the yellow or pink contact cards and let us know. There are many great things happening at St. John's. Please review your order of service, and you may want to check out the TV in the lobby or bulletin boards in our fellowship hall. Now, please put your cell phones into church mode, and again, a warm welcome to St. John's.
Greeting. Okay, I invite you to rise and greet your neighbor or those you don't know for a few moments with your favorite holiday tradition. All right, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. If somebody thinks of a more spiritual idea for that that'll work, let me know. All right, Jude. It's like pre-gaming for Christmas. Affirmation? All right. Is that me? All right. Oh, it's up there already. I invite you to join me in the affirmation. This is the mission for faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. Indeed. All right, anybody interested that hasn't gone? No? Somebody want to do another one?
Ask for adults.
All right, I will. Nice. They know that cue. Now it's pop quiz time. Who was paying enough attention to the sermon to know what the story for all ages is about? Pandora's box. That's right. So people tell each other myths. Do you know what myths are?
Yes. They're like stories that people just like kind of made up, but they're not actually true.
Yep, stories that people made up that are not actually true. You guys? Any other? Does that sound right?
I think Joseph Campbell says they could be true.
Joseph Campbell says they could be true. I like that. One thing I think about with myths. Oh, yes. A story that's true but never happened. We're getting deep now. A culture teaching story. Yes. And I think it's a story that we're doing some Legos. I think it's also can be a story that helps us understand things about ourselves, like, or about our culture, like, as Amara said. And so this is a story adapted from a Greek myth. Yes, Evan?
I was just going to say that myths could also be like, were also made just so that people could understand how things happen.
People could understand how things happen, yes. Yeah. So, sorry. This is a story adapted from a Greek myth of Pandora's box. And the way this story goes is the gods sort of forgot to create women when they first created the world. I know. I heard the hissing. So they back and fixed that by creating Pandora. And they decided to give Pandora responsibility for keeping all of the bad stuff in the world under control. So they gave her a box that they sealed tight with wax, and they told her, never open this box. They didn't tell her what was in the box, but they told her they must never open it. Now, can you imagine getting a box and somebody saying, you can never open this box?
Well, if somebody actually told you what was in it, then maybe I'd think twice. But if somebody didn't tell me or anything, then
Right?
like, I'm not gonna take it because it could have some automatic, like, I don't know.
Jude's not even falling for this trap. Right?
I would probably open it.
Right?
I don't know.
Well, yes.
I would not open it because I know the story.
There you go. Because Miss teach us. Well, Pandora tried really hard, and she set the box in a corner, and she went about her life, but she had come home, and there it would be in the corner, and she was just curious, and she was able to resist for 372 days. But she just couldn't do it anymore. She thought, I'll just take the tiniest little peek, and it'll be fine. They don't know what's in it. It'll be fine. So she broke the seal, and she peeked up the tiniest bit. And before she could stop it, all of the pain and the horrors and the evil of the world got out into the world. And so she slammed the lid shut. Yes?
Changed my mind. I would not.
Changed her mind. She would not open it.
Too late.
She slammed the lid shut, and she thought, oh, goodness, what am I going to do? But inside, she heard this little tinkle sound, like a bell. And it was a gentle sound, and she heard it again, and she thought, well, I've already let everything out. And so she opened it just a little, and she saw just this little glimmer of hope inside. And so she decided to let the hope out too, and the hope came out and filled up all of the space. And if you think about it, if hope can survive in a box with all of that, we want it in the world. We want it in our lives. The end.
I would actually open it.
You like the conclusion, so we're going to go back to opening. We're going to sing blessing. Does anybody have food that we need to gather for the basket? Yes, we have a few. So Edie will lead in the song, and the kids will gather for the basket, and then we will open some more elements. Every week, we make time in our service to ground ourselves in what we value. We celebrate and honor our joys and concerns by coming forward to place stones representing what we carry into the sand of our shared community. If you would like a joy or concern to be read, please leave them on the table. And if you're online, please enter a joy or concern in the chat that you would like shared, and we will read them from the pulpit. We light the candle to represent all that is happening in our lives. I'll start. Emily says, we are all moved into our new home at Dupree House in Hyde Park. Congratulations. And online we have, I assume maybe Emily Buchanan says, our garage door wouldn't open this morning. Looking forward to service in person next week. Been there. And from Amanda, coming from a Catholic upbringing, the free-form service always feels extra fun, lively, and meaningful. I'm very glad.
And we always put a stone in for all those joys and sorrows that are in your heart but unmentioned. And now for the meditation. It's a meditation on hope and love in a time of struggle by Alice Anacheka Nasserman. In a world so filled with brokenness and sorrow, it would be easy to lose ourselves in never-ending grief, to be choked by our outrage, to be paralyzed by the enormity of suffering, to feel our hearts squeezed tight with hopelessness. Instead, this morning, let us simply breathe together as we hold our hearts open. Breathing in as our hearts fill with compassion. Breathing out as we pray for healing in our world and in our lives. Breathing in, opening ourselves to the transforming power of love. Breathing out as we pray for peace in our world and in our lives. Breathing in as we hold hope in our hearts. Breathing out as we pray for justice in our world and in our lives. May we know our strength. May we be filled with courage. May our love flow from us into this world. Breathing in, we are the prayer. Breathing out, we are healing. Breathing in, we are the love. Breathing out, we are the peace. Breathing in, we are the hope. Breathing out, we are the justice. May we know our strength. May we be filled with courage. May our love flow from us into this world. Amen. Blessed be, may it ever be so.
All right, do I have any volunteers for the next box? The kids mostly left, so I'm looking at you people. Joetta's running. Stop. Woohoo! So for those of you who don't know, the way we do the 12 days of Christmas, on the front of your order of service is a number, 1 through 12. If it is your number, for example, the 5th day of Christmas, you are responsible for standing up and being the primary leaders of that day. Sometimes people do actions that relate to their day, but it is by no means a requirement. Sorry, it was late. I was like, this will not open. Benediction. Hey, at least it wasn't first. Share your glorious light with the world. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. Go forth, but not yet, and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. Go in peace, go in love in a few more minutes. All right, who's next?
Greeting your neighbor and hymn 368, now let us sing.
Interesting. So maybe that other one that said greeting, I was supposed to have written reading. No, we will do the reading in hymn 368.
The reading is by Reverend Rebecca Savage and is entitled Stewards of Hope. I'm delighted by how Spirit moves through our spiritual communities. A few summers ago, a member of our congregation drafted architectural plans for a little free library, LFL. The brilliance of the design is that there are doors on two sides of the library. One side is for adults and one side is just for kids' books. With the help of many volunteers, including the congregation's youth, 2 little free libraries were built and installed, one near a main entrance and one near a walking trail at the edge of the property. They've been chugging along by themselves. People keep them stocked and utilized. These libraries are a beautiful self-sustaining phenomena, a gift to the community. And then Spirit moved again, and a generous congregant asked to be steward of the little free libraries. He realized that with a little love and regular attention, the LFLs could be even better and was moved towards deeper ownership. I love this. This is the beauty and sparkle of spiritual communities. We dance together in the gentle unfolding of how we strive to be together. Needs arise and beloveds appear to ask, how can I help? There's no fixed timeline, just the spiritual practices of generosity and stewardship. As a religious leader, I am also a steward of hope. So often, we can slip easily into conversations and endless news cycles that focus on dire calamity, and we feel overwhelmed, crushed, and dispirited. Yes, there is much wrong with our world, and so much has already been lost. The yes and endures, though. We do have time to make changes today. We do have time to practice courageous love today. We do have time to revolutionize how we live out our faith today. This is how I serve as a steward of hope, by remembering and reminding others with a wink and smile that today can be for the good one breath at a time. One act of love and forgiveness at a time. One act of defiance and change, wait a minute, at a time. Sorry, I'm going to repeat that sentence. This is how I serve as a steward of hope, by remembering and reminding others with a wink and smile that today can be for the good one breath at a time. one act of love and forgiveness at a time, one act of defiance and change at a time. The prayer of my heart is that hope gives rise to insight, which gives rise to action for the good of us all. Okay, now we're going to sing.
So let's not.
Okay.
Let's do that last. Instead of doing the song next, let's close with that, since it sort of morphed. So we have one more box. Joanna's going to run for it. Mary's much closer. Yes, it is. Thank you for your patience. We have a split the plate today, and she's been extremely patient. And probably mildly puzzled. Split the plate and offering.
Good morning. Good morning. I told Shannon, well, 11:30 at the latest, and then it should be done. No.
Sorry, Shannon.
So, my name is David Behrens. I'm a member of the Outreach Committee, and it's my pleasure to introduce Ignite Peace. Shannon is here as Executive Director. She's going to tell you all about it. But my other function is to explain to you how the split the plate works. I hope I can get it straight. So, on today, 50% of your plate donation will go to Ignite Peace, unless you designate that you want more or to go. And you can do that by filling out one of the envelopes that Joetta and Greg and some others have got here. And then the rest of this month, your donation can go to Ignite Peace, but you have to indicate that on your envelope that you turn in. I got that right? Hey, good for me. Okay. Yeah, the check, right. And there has been some interest in something called a EIN number, and I tried my best to get the EIN number into the e-news, but it didn't make it. So the EIN number is on the Ignite Peace website if you happen to have that kind of a system where you donate that way.
Thank you all so much for having me this morning. It felt like a really special and joyful morning. As David said, I'm Shannon Hughes, and I'm in my second year as the Executive Director of Ignite Peace. But like St. John's, my relationship with Ignite Peace goes back a little bit further than that. Some of you may have known us as Inter-Community Justice and Peace Center for many years, and I actually think that I was newly a leader on Ignite Peace's board during the summer of 2016 when we were planning our annual gathering, and we hosted it at St. John's. We planned it for the week after the election that year, and it was called What's Next? That gathering, I think, was a turning point for Ignite Peace. We had a much larger crowd than we anticipated, but luckily it was a potluck, so folks came, and we managed to grow a little bit in that space that day and try to figure out what was next. It did. The repetition of horrors and hope this morning has been sitting with me, and as I think about that week and also this moment that we are in. So for those of you that haven't met Ignite Peace before, our mission is to educate and advocate for justice, to challenge unjust systems, and build a more nonviolent society together. So we do that through the lens of nonviolence. We look out at the world through that lens and try to teach folks what what violence can be and how it shows up, and invite everyone into the direction of nonviolence. And one of our most deeply entrenched and systemic issues of violence is racism. So we also look through the lens of anti-racism at issues. Then our issue areas are criminal justice, like ending the death penalty, and immigration justice, where we run the Immigrant Dignity Coalition. So Ignite Peace has always been a place for people to put their beliefs into practice and for individuals to multiply their power by working together for systemic change. I think since its founding in 1985, the organization has responded to those issues of justice and peace. So we are celebrating our 40th birthday this year. And continue this collaboration that was initially started as a partnership across 5 different orders of Catholic sisters, and have faith partners from many different traditions, as well as folks who are religiously unaffiliated in our community today. St. John's has long been one of our partners in that way. So we ground ourselves in the values of nonviolence, racial equity, solidarity, intersectionality, and radical compassion, and we advocate for that systemic level change. So we have social workers on staff, but we don't have clients in the same way as some other nonprofits. We want to be out there with those folks picking up the starfish, but make sure that there's an organized network of beachcombers, that you are not doing that on your own. So as I think about this year, and maybe just to give you a sense of some of how those big ideas are playing out for Ignite Peace, we got a phone call from a resident of Butler County who wanted to protest the ICE contract that their jail had. She thought about standing outside of the jail, and a member of our staff encouraged her instead to go to the Butler County Commissioner's meeting, who was in charge of their budget. And it contributed to the formation of a new group that's called the Butler County Immigrant Justice Group. They have shown up at every county commissioner's meeting since July. And they recently organized an action, maybe you saw, that drew over 70 people to the commissioner's office. It's really exciting to see folks in their communities connected and supported by folks who have been in the fight for a long time, kind of meeting new activists. We formed last year, just around this time, and at the first meeting of the Immigrant Dignity Coalition after the election, nearly 200 people came to a meeting that often was 15 people. And we split that meeting into 6 groups and formed rapid response teams that are now run by volunteers and coordinated through Ignite Peace and the Immigrant Dignity Coalition. The policy and advocacy team has canvassed more than 300 local businesses, equipping them with knowledge and confidence to protect their workers and patrons. The humanitarian services team created a transportation network and offered rides and distributed thousands of dollars in gift cards to families that have been impacted by detainment and deportations. So we're holding our immigrant neighbors especially close in this time and know that we protect each other. We're continuing our education. More than 1,500 people came to education workshops about immigration. Another 500 attended our nonviolence trainings this year. I think we have some plans in the works to work with the UU community next year to bring some of those nonviolence trainings here. We've shared stories online and reached almost 1 million people this last year with our social media. And our coalition, that Immigrant Dignity Coalition, in addition to the individuals that are showing up, has grown. Last year there were 45 institutional members, and this year there's 62. So we are in this moment of growth, and I think folks know, and I don't have to tell you, that we are in a moment where we need each other, and the need is special, but there is hope. I recently was talking to someone about Ignite Peace who said, you all do serious work, but it's hopeful work, and that has been the gift of this year. It was new in my role as staff and as the executive director this last year, and certainly it was a year, but I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else. it was such a gift to find Ignite Peace and to have new folks coming, long friends of Ignite Peace and those new activists kind of showing up in our community, finding each other, protecting each other, and investing in the kind of world that we want to see. So I think I'd invite you certainly to split the plate, but also to ask me any questions and talk to me about some of our educational materials. But we'd love to have volunteers and support, and I'm grateful for the long relationship that we've had with St. John's. Thanks.
All right. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and these people. It is a reminder of that form of love we call generosity. It is how we show we believe it is important to worship together, to help our community, and to say yes to the values of our faith. Thank you for your offering.
this service of joy and silliness, please join me in number 368, Now Let Us Sing. This is a call and response hymn in which the lower voices do one part and the higher voices do the other.